radio, building dreams and achieving more, telling it just like it is. Most of all, keeping it real. Are you ready for real talk? Changing lives and communities. Real talk. Saving all our families. Real talk. Bringing hope for you and me. Real talk. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio.
Well, good morning and welcome to the Real Talk with Judy show. We bring it to you 1 full hour of information that will stretch you and help you exceed to the next level, the next dimension of your leadership and all of that good stuff. I'm so glad that you decided to tune in with me this morning. This beautiful, well, it's a little cloudy and it's a little cool. Not sure what it's going to be today, but we're glad to be here. We're glad to be here. This March 26, 2024, here in Tallahassee. I want to thank y'all for joining me. I really do. I appreciate all of you all. I see so many of you when I'm out in public and you're telling me that you're listening to the show and you're following. Thank you so much. I don't take that for granted because you can do what you want to do with your time. And when you choose to be with me, I just say thank you so very much for joining in. I am Dr. Judy, the People Architect, and your Real Talk with Judy radio host. So to all of you, thank you again for joining me. I greatly appreciate you for tuning in to Hallelujah 95.3 FM on your radio dial, and also tuning in with us on Facebook Live, YouTube, and the Hallelujah app. To all of you outside of Tallahassee, thank you all so very much. And to my family, it is always good to hear you. Thank you, Tanya. Tanya's on with my mom. And I want to thank you. I think my other sister, but thank y'all so very much for being on. And every Tuesday, I am honored. And I want to say thank you all again for praying for my mom. But right before I do that, will y'all go ahead and tag and share, invite people on. We know that Minister Brenda Howard bring on about 50 people. And so I want to thank her so very much for all that she does to help support this radio station. So y'all go ahead and tag and get everybody on as we get ready to start. I do want to say hello to my mama. And again, thank y'all so very much for praying for her. I'm running into people that I really don't even know who ask me, how your mom doing? How your mom doing? I'm praying for your mom. And that's because we put that 911 out there on Facebook. And we want to thank you all. So many people share it with people on their page who I don't know. But when I tell you the righteous prayers really do avail much, the effectual fervent prayer of the righteous avail much. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you because that's my mama, my sister. That's our mama. And so we go crazy about her. My brothers, we go crazy about her. And so we want to thank you for your kindness and your caring towards us. We greatly appreciate that. So don't take off your prayer list. As long as she got breath in her body, you just keep praying for her and keep praying for us. Keep praying for us. And, you know, my sister Tanya, the doctors asked her what was her medical degree in. They asked her what was her medical degree in. My sister don't have a medical degree. She is Irma Hunter Wesley doctor. She's a primary physician. So everything she's learned to taking care of my mom and my dad. And so hats off to you, Tanya. We greatly appreciate you so very much. And my niece Kiara, Tanya, and Dennis and Robin, Nate, we thank y'all. We thank y'all for everything you do. My brother, Chico, his wife, Ronnie, my nephews, Brandon and DJ, just everybody. We are thankful. And of course, those of us who are out of town, we're going to make sure whatever Tanya says she needs, that my mom get. There is no want for no desire or want that don't go fulfilled. And as long as you got to live with mama, take care of your mama like that too. Take care of your parents like that. Invest in them. Do all you can now. Because when they die, if they die before you, now I want to say this: the old folks used to say, and I'm probably going to get it wrong, but y'all help me out. They say something about a leaning tree ain't always the first one to fall. And what that means is somebody sick ain't necessarily the first one to fall. My bishop told me that my mom could live 10 or 15 more years. 10 or 15 more years. And she really could. All right. So y'all, I just thank y'all for y'all prayers. Thank y'all for y'all prayers. Okay. Thank God for my husband. Thank God for my husband. Superintendent Gerald Mandrell, the senior pastor of Life Changers. Thank God for him for helping me do all that I do with no problem. And to my amazing production team, Sister Priscilla John Lewis, thank you so very much. And before we get into the show, I must say that Pastor Quincy, Family Worship and Praise, Visit Tallahassee, the city and county commissioners, this past weekend was absolutely phenomenal. I was listening to Dot D yesterday and listening as a recap of Friday and Saturday, listening to so many different people. Tallahassee, we were blessed beyond. I can't remember anything that big coming to Tallahassee. Well, this whole region, I can't remember anything. And with not like people who just started, they're gonna come up. I'm not knocking them now. I'm just saying they're gonna come up. But y'all, we had top artists here in Tallahassee, and we only paid $100 if you chose both nights. And if you came with your pastor, you paid $90. And so, my goodness, what a blessing. Again, Pastor Griffin, you and your team was phenomenal. Visit Tallahassee, City and County Commissioners, thank you all. So we ready for next year. But y'all got to bring my boy next year. Y'all got to bring Ty Tribbett. Ty Tribbett is my boy. Man, I want to jump all over. I like jumping around with Ty Tribbett and Kirk Franklin. Can y'all imagine Ty Tribbett and Kirk Franklin? Man, we would be bananas. Pastors might have to cancel church if they put both of them on Saturday night because we're going to be tired. So y'all just get ready. I know it's going to happen. So we're going to get ready. My guest today is, I love this girl right here. I love her so much. I admire her. She's smart. She's sarcastic, but she's smart. She's intelligent. She is phenomenal. I appreciate and adore her so much. That is my sister from Scotland, from Edinburgh, Scotland. That is Cynthia Holden, the Baroness.
Hello.
Hello. How are you, Queen?
I'm doing absolutely fabulous. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Of course you wouldn't. I mean, if you did, it wouldn't be you, correct?
Absolutely correct.
It would be some imposter that have invaded my show. but it's you. Hello, Carolyn. And again, Minister Howard, thank you so very much. Thank you so. Cindy, it is so good to see you. I know you were here with us in Tallahassee for a week. You was here with me in Tallahassee for a week, and people still asking, when are you coming back? I told them, I don't know now. Tallahassee is not like just around the corner.
It's not, no.
but Cindy, I'm so glad that you had time this morning to be with me on my show. And I know you're 5 hours ahead of us. So it is 11:45 here. So what's that mean? 4:45?
Well, until Sunday, because your time changed before our time. So for the time being, it's 4 hours. But come Sunday, we'll be 5 hours again.
Oh, I didn't even know y'all time changed.
No, it didn't.
No, I mean, I didn't know that it changed.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, Cindy, welcome back to the Real Talk with Judy live radio show. I know I keep bringing you back for this and that, but you have so much wisdom and knowledge, and I want people to gain from it, to glean from what you have to talk about. And so today, before we dive in, tell the audience, 'cause I have some people here who know you, some who do not, but tell the audience a little bit about Cynthia Holden, the Baroness.
Okay, well, I am Dr. Judy's younger sister. And I went to USF, University of South Florida. Forgive me, I didn't go to FAMU. And I studied, well, it happens. I studied English literature and Italian civilization. I speak Italian. I was fluent a few years ago, but I'm not fluent anymore. Of course, when you don't speak the language constantly, you lose some of that. I was also fluent in Greek, and I worked translating Greek and Italian. Um, I've lived in quite a few places. I've been quite a few places. I read a lot. I was a reader. Judy will tell you. Um, my parents couldn't punish me because the only thing I did was read. Well, I watched TV, but I love reading. Reading took me to the past and to the future, and I love reading. But I moved to Scotland almost 20 years ago. This year is my 20th anniversary. So I lived in Greece. I lived in Italy. I live in Scotland now. I've been here for 20 years, as I said, and we have two daughters. Well, actually, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but to each his own. We have a beautiful cottage in a small village that I absolutely love. I never thought I would enjoy. I thought it would be the city life for me forever, but I love living in a little village and having our wee cottage and traveling abroad. Because as Judy will tell you, once you get over here, it's $40, $80 round trip to Paris or to London or whatever the case may be. So it's not much at all to travel to hop once you get here. Now that I'm here, I'm a writer. I am a BBC radio presenter. I am the head of the American Women's Club of Central Scotland, the president. I am the coordinator of all the women's club in Great Britain and UK. I'm the vice chair of my daughter's high school, the PTP. I am also the chair of a local charity. So I also have the title of socialite because I tell my husband I can't work because my social life is too busy. He understands that, so we get along well. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing right now, as I said. And to me, I'm just going to live until I die. So I do everything I want to do. Judy will tell you that Dr. Judy will tell you that I do everything I want to do when I want to do it and how I want to do it. I've always been that way, haven't I, Dr. Judy?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. She's always been that way. Always been that way. Her entire life. But what's so amazing about it, that is a good thing, because so many people, Cindy, dream and desire to do things and they hold themselves back. And so they do not do it. I don't know if it's fear or what, but it's to me, you're like fearless. And if you have it, you conquer it. To me, what would you say?
You know what? I told there was someone on, I can't remember who she is, on Facebook, but she was saying it was her first time flying. And she was saying how terrified she was. And you'll know, Dr. Jude, I fly everywhere. And I posted and I said, you know what? I'm afraid of flying as well. It doesn't mean anything to me. Fear is something that you just carry with you. And it shouldn't be something that some people say fear makes you aware. It makes you, I guess, smarter, but you can't let it lead you. Don't let fear lead you. Let it ride beside you, but you're never in front of you.
Yes.
So I continue to do anything I want to do, even when I fear it.
Because you don't let fear guide you.
No.
Just allow fear, if it has to ride with you.
Yeah. It doesn't tell me what to do. It just makes me cautious.
Oh, I love that. I never thought about that. So fear makes you cautious because we're going to have fear,
yes,
but do it anyway and let fear ride over there somewhere. But it makes you cautious of what you decide, of what you do. I like that.
It's that little voice in your head that says, oh, be careful of this. Watch out for that. Do not let that voice overwhelm you. The fear is not the driver, you are. The fear is the passenger.
And so we must always remember, oh, that's good. Y'all taking notes because I'm telling you now, she got something for us. She got something for us. She got something for us. My sister read the dictionary, A through Z, and probably the indexes, but she read the dictionary. That's when we had dictionary hardback, and different encyclopedias. But she was a vivid reader. Harlequin Romance. Is that the name of the book?
Harlequin, yes, Harlequin romances.
I,
Um,
I remember that. I remember those. That girl said, I'm in Italy today. Girl, you are right here in Fort Lauderdale at our address. No, I'm in Italy. No, I'm in Japan. I'm on an island. You are not in those places. But guess what? She has been to all of
mentally, I
those
was.
places. She's read,
Yeah.
she's read.
So you know what? After I've read so much that now I'm writing. I write, and so I'm excited to do that, and it inspires me to move forward. And every single opportunity that I get to do something different. You know what? Dr. Judy inspired me. I never wanted to be on the radio. That was never an idea in my head, ever. Ever, even though my brother, who is absolutely amazing, and he wouldn't have it any other way, even though my brother has been on the radio for gazillions of years, I never wanted to be on the radio. Then my sister was on the radio, and I thought, wow. And I turned around, and now I'm on the radio. Who'd have thunk?
I know, and you did an amazing job. I mean, you were so amazing. They continued the show. They went past the time they were some because you are hilarious at the best too. You're hilarious. And so, Cindy, one thing that I want to know. I know you say Cynthia holding the Baroness in Britain. What is that?
Well, the Baroness is a title, but the title is lower than my actual. I am actually a lady, and my husband's a lord. That's a complicated story, but a Baroness is actually lower than that. But I choose the Baroness. I'm going to tell you why I chose that.
Why you chose?
Because and my brother's going to kill me for this, but anyway, I love Elton John. Elton John has a song, and I can't think of the name of the song just now, but in the song it says she spoke just like a baroness, and I became fascinated with that. And I
Wow.
said, I want to speak like a baroness. And because I remember my friend saying, you speak funny. And I said, do I? And she's like, see, who says do I? But so I took that name and I rolled with it. And here I am with it forever.
You really are. Oh, she spoke like a baroness. Okay, well, good, good. That's gonna lead us into our discussion for today. I want y'all to get pen and paper. Y'all go ahead and tag and share. Get others on here. Get others to listen to this because I believe that I have one of the greatest minds with me today who's gonna help you not look at yourself in any type of low altitude. You ride high, honey, and you ride high in your own mind. Y'all got to remember, we are Sylvester and Irma Wesley children. So we got everything that we're doing, we got it honestly. All right. So today we're talking about successfully leading in uncomfortable situations and places. Successfully leading in uncomfortable situations and places. One of the things that you just said, Cindy, just now, that I believe sometimes when we get in these places, and we're going to define uncomfortable for you, but sometimes when we get in places like that, people tend to run. They leave. They allow fear. They allow the uncomfortableness of that place or that situation to push them out. And sometimes I believe they really want to be there, but that uncomfortable feeling, that uncomfortable situation. I don't know if y'all ever been in a chair and it was too small for you. That's an uncomfortable place. You're sitting there looking like you all scroll stuff like this right here. You're too tight on your thighs. That's when you don't upgrade. Your other sister on here, she ain't a baroness. I don't know what you call that, Karen Waddell, but she wants to ride first class. I'll ride coach and just stretch that.
Mm.
I know you don't need both of y'all want to ride first class. I told Carolyn I'm the peasant. So I sit in the coach. I sit right behind, but you don't have that much room. Sometimes it's uncomfortable. Sometimes the seatbelt, for those of us who are right at it, that seatbelt is tight. So Cindy, let's dive into that. What would you say, even with what I just said?
For me, I was just thinking about, I was thinking about sitting on an airplane in one of those uncomfortable seats and having to shrink yourself
Yes.
in order to accommodate the seat that you're in. We do that. We shrink to accommodate our space or the people around us. How do we not do that? How do we stay what's the word? How do we stay true to ourselves in that situation? But you see, because of who I am, I can't help but expand, even in the chair. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to expand. I feel sorry. As I always say, when I get on in the seat in the olden days, I want to apologize for you ahead of time, but it is what it is. So I'm going to expand naturally. I'm going to expand naturally. Now, I think we were raised, Dr. Ju, we were raised, every single one of us, we were raised to take charge. You can imagine having, 5, 6 children and everybody want to be in charge, but that's never what happened. We were in charge where we shone. So though if one person had more leadership abilities in that situation, they would. We always knew when to follow and when to lead.
Yes.
Even if someone else was leading and then a situation came where you led on the same, that happened. You have to be able to know who you are, expand within who you are, know what you're capable of. And I tell my daughter, when you know yourself, when you truly know yourself, whatever you set your mind to do, you'll do it. Because I know what I can and cannot do. I know what I will and I will not do every time. I just know instinctively, innately.
And one thing I know about you, probably all your siblings, except one, but we really have no, hey, Mr. Howard, we really have no problem knowing or owning up to who we are without apologizing. How would you suggest that one get to that place where they can feel comfortable in being and really being who they are without apologizing?
Well, it's so funny. I was talking to someone and I said, and I think you've heard me say this before, Dr. Judy. It was with a government official. And I said to him, I am the best trainer and coach in Scotland.
Yeah.
And he said to me, well, I don't know about that. Prove it. I said, I don't have to prove it. I know it. You prove that I'm not. You see, that's how secure I am in who I am. It's about knowing who you are. If you don't know who you are, I suggest you seek that, because that's what's going to create that ability to do anything you want to do. Because I know my limitations. I'm not going to step forward to do something when I have no knowledge of that thing. It's not that I can't learn it, but I don't have any knowledge of it. I'm not going to step forward to do it because I know who I am. And maybe one day I will, but at that point in time, I do not. So I'm going to say, the very first thing is to know who you are. You must. There are some places I won't go. I just won't go. It's not that I can't go. I just won't go because it's just, I won't feel natural in there. I'm not going to go to a shady pub at the bottom of a swamp I don't fit in. I don't feel comfortable. I don't go. It's not who I am. Why would I go there?
Ooh. So why lower your standards of who you know that you are to accommodate anything or anyone? Because you do yourself a disjustice and you do others. I have taken what you said, because you said that several years ago, to me. What you told that government official was that, well, I don't know if that's true or not. And when you stated, I know it. And so, and he said, prove it. And you said, I don't have to prove it. You have to prove that I'm not. And that, Cindy, I believe is what people have to understand. You just made another valid point. Why do something or go somewhere? Number one, this is what I want you to hone in, Cindy, is if you don't know it, why make yourself look ignorant? Why make yourself? Why belittle yourself? My thing is learn it first and then come out. What do you say? Man,
Absolutely.
we're gonna get to we're gonna get to some of the other stuff we say we're gonna talk about, but this is good. So how would you encourage people?
Once again, it's about knowing.
Okay, let me ask you that. How do they get to a place? How would you suggest people get to a place of really knowing themselves? Because I think some people fool themselves. And I want to talk to some mamas right now too. Don't be fooling your children talking about they can sing and then send them to American Idol and then get mad when they don't when they booed. You know your child couldn't sing. That child sound good to you. Don't some people like when I say that, Cindy, but I would say that to some people at church. No, 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 no. You're encouraging the church. People do that because they don't be honest with you. Then they let you go out there. And now that griff on Friday and Saturday, now they were funny. You didn't know, baby, you can't sing. But you do people injustice, and they do themselves, as you're saying, an injustice by doing things that you know that you're really not ready for yet.
You know what? I'm going to tell you how you know. You feel uncomfortable. I
Uh,
was saying to my husband this morning, I said, when you when something flows through you really easily, when it just flows right,
yeah,
it's not hardship, it's not a problem. I said, you know what?
yeah,
When water's bashing against a rock, that's not nice. But water will flow around the rock. It'll flow around the rock. If you're doing something and it feels uncomfortable to you, it keeps you up at night, you're worried about it, something's wrong. Know what you're capable of and know how to say no.
yes, yes. Yeah, no, that like Cindy, this is a perfect example to your point. So, a lady called me and told me she wanted me to be her event coordinator. She heard that I put parties together and I can do this. I said, no, baby, you got the wrong, no, 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 you got the wrong person. She said, no, I do not. You're Dr. Judy, right? I said, I am. She said, and I was told that you can do this. And I said, no, no, I don't do that. I said, you know what I do? I have ideas and I sit down with people who can do it and I give it to them and they make it happen. I said, maybe you're talking about my baby sister because you're not talking about me. She said, no, I really want you to do it. I said, no, you're trying to get my name. I can't do this stuff. I don't do this stuff. I probably can put it together, but if you're looking for elegance and you're looking for things to flow and be put in the right place, I don't do that. I said, now you can call my sister Carolyn and I'll give you her number if you want one, because she can put it together, but not me. Oh, I thought you do everything. I said, I do everything that I do and I do it well. That I do not do. Oh, I said, what's your budget though? What's your budget? Because I might could work this thing out. What's your budget? Cause your budget good enough. I might try it. I said like $3,500. I might try it. But you'll answer it. And so that was to your point. I could have jumped on it.
Mhm.
I could have jumped on it. Then I would have, of course, called Carolyn, you know, and said we'll split it. But but I but being true to who I am, being true to me, help that lady, I'm sure, find her another person who was well vested in that. That's not me.
Yeah. And that's good. You know that. Because you would have done her a disservice and yourself if you had said, yeah, 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 I'll do it. And that's, a lot of people do that. And then when they don't do the job that the person thought they should, then there becomes a problem within themselves and the person. You know what you're capable of. And you have to do that by being honest with yourself. You know what you do. Everybody knows what they do. This is what I tell my daughter. You live in your head 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
You know exactly what you can and cannot do. You know what makes you happy and you know what makes you sad. Even when you lie to yourself, you know that.
Yeah.
So being honest. If you need to sit down and write, even something as simple as, this is what I'll do, this is what I won't do. This is what I'll do, this is what I won't do. This is where I go. Even something as simple as that will help you to define who you are.
I
Not
love
where you're from, not your education, but who you are as a person.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I love it. And so as we're looking at that, you made another point, and you said that when you're uncomfortable, you make yourself comfortable. And uncomfortable is what can we say? Awkward, an awkward feeling, uneasy feeling. What would you add to the definition of being uncomfortable, being awkward, uneasy, being in a place of
You know what I like to say? And I would like to use the word unnatural. When we are in uncomfortable places, it's not a natural place for us. Whether it's too tight, shoes too tight, seats too tight, you're in a meeting and you don't know what's going on. It's a situation where it's not natural to who you are. I think that's a good word for uncomfortable. You're not quite sure of what happens next or how to be, because I think when we're uncomfortable, we're trying to find a way to be who we are, we're trying to find comfort. So we move a lot. You're in that chair and you're moving, or you're in that business meeting and you're watching the clock, or you're like in your head going, oh my God, when is this going to be over? So I think that when we're uncomfortable, that's how you know you're always trying to find a way out. You're always trying to find that comfort point. That's how you know that you're uncomfortable.
So when we're in those situations, especially as leaders,
Hmm.
and we're leading a group of people who are who we allow to make that situation or even that place uncomfortable for us, how would you suggest we handle that?
Find your comfort point. Like I told you, when I'm in the chair in the airplane, and if it's too tight, I'm telling the person next to me, I'm coming over, I'm moving over. It's gonna happen. When you're, whether you're in a meeting, whether you're leading, you need to find your comfort zone. Find the comfort zone, stick to that, and make it work within that. If I'm in a meeting about um, um, environmentalists, I don't know, everything about the environment, whatever. But if I'm in a meeting about that, I'm going to find where I can lead from within that. So I'm not an environmentalist, but I know about um, nature, and I know that we are having a problem with the climate, and so I'm going to find my comfort. You have to find your comfort point. It doesn't matter that it's not the exact thing. You need to find your comfort point to lead. You lead within that, you'll expand every time. It'll work every time. Just find out, even in the moment, where you're powerful. Find your power point, find your comfort point, and lead from there.
Oh, I love that. So no matter where we are, and ladies and gentlemen, that's a good thing to write down. So find your comfort point. Even in, and she just gave us how we can do it in a situation or place that we're not even that familiar with. But if you listen long enough, something is going to be stated where you can jump in and add, and here it is, add a relevant point to what they're talking about. So if they're talking about the environment, don't start talking about um, what would not be an environment. Don't
Ducks.
ducks, yeah. Just but wait and listen, which I think is very important in finding your comfort points and zone. Listen, and then give a comment. And even though, Cindy, what do you say? Even if they come to you and ask you, so Cindy, what do you think? And you haven't thought about it yet, is it uncomfortable? Is it a wise choice to say, come back to me, or how would you handle that?
Don't be afraid to ask questions. Here's the thing.
There it
I'm
is.
not. I'm interested in your opinion. Tell me what you think. Don't be afraid to ask questions. That's wisdom to get the opinion and thoughts of others. I want to know what you think.
Yeah.
And then what you can do is to comment on what they think. So I say, Dr. Judy, you're saying to me, what do you think about climate, the climate challenge and the things that are happening with the climate? And I'm like, it's obvious, obviously a big topic. What do you think about it? You see what I mean? So
Yeah.
you put it back. They come to you. They obviously have an opinion about it.
Mhm.
Allow them to speak, and then you speak on what they're speaking about. You know what?
Yeah.
That's wise or that's interesting. I never thought about it that way. I'm going to go back and I'm going to research that. Learn how to listen to other people, let other people lead in conversations, and take what you can from that, and then allow yourself to grow.
Wow. Wow. This conversation is so powerful because you just told us, number one, we got to understand the situation and then find what make us comfortable. A lot of times, and I think a lot of people, some people really will make less mistakes if they would listen to shows like this. I know the Real Talk with Judy show, I know it is empowering. I know it has caused people to think differently. It has caused people to challenge themselves and to lead more. And even the guests that I have on here, just like you're bringing thoughts into my mind. So I have a tablet that I went and bought the other day. It's called Tips from the Guests on the Real Talk with Judy show. But I'm not going to do that until I finish my book, which is Coming Alone. That Kimmy and that Cindy. Cindy is part of my editor staff. Y'all saw her at my birthday. But Cindy, so what would you say to the person who's leading and they have a they're not the leader. Let's say they're the second person in leadership or the third person, but the person over them, the top tier leader,
Mhm.
is seriously intimidated by their skills and by their influence, and so now it has them. It has the second tier, third tier leaders in a very uncomfortable situation and place uh, because of the top tier leader feeling uncomfortable with them. Did that question make sense?
I yes. And this is what I heard. I heard when you have someone who is not the um, leader, but they're underneath the leader, maybe two down, and because the person who's the leader may be intimidated by their presence or their knowledge, um, it could cause a rift between the people between them. Am I correct in that?
Yeah, that's good. So
Okay.
how would you suggest that second tier or deal with that uncomfortableness?
Yeah, I think that people deal with comfort or lack of comfort in different ways depending on who they are. And it sounds like the first person might be a bit intimidated by the other person's knowledge or experience. Now, if that person is me, I'm going to go to the first person, the first tier, and the second, and I'm going to let them know I'm here to help. I'm here to learn. So let me know what I can do. Um, so I would make it clear. Communication,
Yeah.
it's always going to be key. And do you know, we as human beings, that is all we do. We communicate, whether we're dreaming, eating, driving, dressing, our makeup, making love. Everything is about communication. And if you want to succeed in this world, you need to be an amazing communicator. And if you know that a person is intimidated by you and you want to have a good relationship with them, and by nothing that you've done, but maybe their insecurities,
Mhm.
I would go and I would communicate that I'm there to learn, I'm there to help. So let me know anything. Otherwise, I'm going to stay here. So I
Uh,
think that you communicate, you know, and make them comfortable and go from there.
okay. Okay. And how would you suggest someone handle if you're seeing things as challenge, always seeing things as a challenge or a struggle? How would you suggest that they change their perspective
Do,
in the uncomfortableness of that?
do you remember I talked to you about the water bashing
Mhm,
against the rock
mhm.
instead of going around it? When you're uncomfortable, that's a water in a lake or stream, it's a natural occurrence. It's moving along, and there are stones there and there are rocks, and they move over the rocks and they move around the rock. When the water is bashing against the rock, it has nowhere to go. Okay. If you are in an uncomfortable place and you have nowhere to go, okay, you need to find a way to either go around or move back, because otherwise you're going to continue to bash. Bashing is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You're in an uncomfortable place. Resolution. How do you resolve that? Okay. So if you're feeling uncomfortable, upset, you're made to feel small, you have to find a way to find resolution, or it's going to become an uncomfortable place is going to become a negative place. And the only way you can do that is either change the situation, change yourself, or change the person you're dealing with. You're not changing the person you're dealing with. You
Right.
may not be able to change the situation, so you need to change yourself.
So, wow. And I think once we realize that that we have to really look at ourselves to see how we can make the situation better. You know, because sometimes you could be right as all outdoors, but if you're not making the situation better, you're doing a disservice to the person you're talking with and leading and yourself,
That's right.
because
That's
it is about you, but it's not only about you. So when we're in situation of uncomfortableness, what I say is learn how to um, allow the discomfort to make you more innovative. What do
I
you think? I
absolutely
think,
perfect point.
yeah,
Perfect point. Because you're going to sit in that chair, and that's because you used it in the first instance, and I find it amazing. You're going to sit in that chair and you're going to shrink yourself, and it's going to hurt, or you're going to find a way to make yourself comfortable. It's either or. It's
yeah,
either or.
yeah. And even as you're talking, Cindy, what's coming to my mind is that discomfort allow us to be more out of the box and more curious about the processes and the projects that we work with. So that just came to me. So I got to go back and listen to that. That there is a pleasure point of being discomforted, because now it's going to help us, as you said, to think out of the box.
Yeah. Mhm.
It is going to help us be innovative intentionally.
Absolutely. If I'm sitting there, I'm going to try and figure out, how can I get more room? Can I move my seat? Should I stand up? Your mind, when you're uncomfortable, your mind is automatically looking for a resolution. It automatically does.
Wow.
It automatically does. So whether you shut it down and you think I'm going to sit here and suffer, or whether you become innovative and you try and find a resolution is up to you. It's about who you are. Once again, we're getting back to who you are. Who do you want to be? Who do you are? Who you are. There, as I said, there are places I won't go, places I will. It's just, I remember I walked into the Chamber of Commerce in Edinburgh, and they had the guy dressed like the beef eater, and he was standing up there, and he was, and he walked up to me and he says, "Wait, you can't go in there." And I looked at him and I said, "No." He said, "You can't go in there. There's a blah 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 going on." And I looked at him and I said, "I know exactly what's going on in there." And I walked past him and he went, "Oh," and walked away. People will know who you are. Your power, you create your power, you sustain it, and you maintain it.
You create your power, you
maintain it, and you sustain it.
Wow. Because people are going to see you as you present yourself. That's why you can't be timid and walking with your head down. And once somebody said something to me, well, then we'll just cut ties. I mean, it don't matter to me. I ain't tied to you no way. And before we became friends or whatever we are, I was living good. Did you notice me? Which means that with or without you, I'm going to succeed. And we have to learn that. And some people, I ain't in my life no more. Skedaddle. Skedaddle. I remember when Tanya, do you remember when Tanya was a little girl? I don't know what grade Tanya was in. Tanya, what grade you were in? She was a young girl, and one of her friends down the street told her she wasn't playing with her anymore, something like that. And Tanya said, I don't care. I got friends. All of my sisters are my best friend. But that's the way our parents raised us, that we depend on each other. We are each other's best friend. We are the source of each other's life. That's why we get to do so much, because we talk. And let me help the world out right now. We argue, we fuss, we get mad. Well, I'm going to keep talking. Some of them stop talking to me, but I'm going to keep talking. I like to talk. And I don't want you mad. I don't want my sisters mad with me long. So I want to talk to them, right? But guess what, y'all? At the end of the day, we have learned to turn our whatever has aggravated us into something successful. We have learned to do that. Cindy has been talking a lot about thinking, and so as we're thinking, if we stay in an uncomfortable thought process or a stressful thought process, it's only going to make it worse. It's only going to make it worse. But we can crave it out and become comfortable by thinking differently. By thinking, so how can I make this situation better? What can I do? Turn your story around.
That's right. That's right. You have you know what? You be the writer of your own story. Who's writing the story? Who is right? Are you a character in someone else's story? Right? What kind of person going write their own story and make them the villain, or make themselves a lesser character? Who does that? You are the heroine in your own story. You're the leading woman, the leading man. You are the dragon. You are the power keeper. Do that. Do
Right.
that. I don't believe for one moment that there's anyone better than me. Not one. There's no place that I can't go. There is nothing that I can't do. No, I can't fly a plane, but give me 6 months. I could learn. I am capable. You are capable of anything you want. I don't want to fly. I don't want to fly a plane. I don't want to do that. But you're capable.
I'm not gonna fly with you flying a plane either. You're gonna start pushing them buttons, trying to figure out what it is while we're flying. And now you're not gonna do that with me on the plane. Y'all don't fly. If she learned how to fly, do not. Let me tell Molly, do not. That's her daughter who would do anything Cindy says. So I'm gonna say, don't fly that plane. But Cindy, that's a very valid point. We are capable, and y'all, that's what we want you to leave here with today, that you are capable of turning any uncomfortable situation for your good. Make it for your good. Only thing you got to do is learn it. Learn what to do. As Cindy stated, when you're sitting in, and I just use that airplane seat, probably because I'm getting to fly in the morning, but use that term to find how can you intentionally make yourself more comfortable. I've been in rooms, Cindy, where I know that some of the people didn't want me in there. And guess who I sat by? The very people who I knew didn't want me in there. And I talked to them. And when it was time to ask questions, I asked questions of them. And I can see them like, you know, I'm like, hey, cool. I was in the meeting the other day, sat by a lady. I know she wasn't there. I said, how you doing? How's your dog? Oh, you remember about my dog? Yeah, you remember? He was lost. You found him? Oh, Judy, he been back, Judy. I'm like, really? Oh, that's cool. Well, how's your cat? I don't have a cat. Oh, so you're the wrong person. I thought, you don't have a cat? No. But what it did, I wasn't going to sit there for that hour and a half and let any negative, I was already dealing with things in my mind. So that space was not going to be filled with anyone that I knew who really had no reason not to like me or feel whatever. No, that atmosphere wasn't going to be that. We were going to create that a change it, and it did.
And it would.
Yeah.
Do you know, this is I think something that's indicative as of all my sisters and my brother. And I tell people this all the time. I believe, I believe that everyone likes me. I believe that everyone thinks I'm funny. I think that everyone thinks I'm intelligent. And when I come across people who don't, I think there's something wrong with them. I honest to God, in my heart, in my head, think there's something wrong with them. That's how confident I am in who I am. And my sisters and my brother were the same way. That's how confident we are in who we are as people.
Wow, this has been a good show, Cindy. You are absolutely fantastic. You are absolutely, and can I help everybody? You have to be trained and taught this. So that's why I bring in shows like this. That's why I bring in these shows, because I don't want anyone to feel intimidated by anyone else. Cindy, I went to the Institute of Women in Music Business last night. There were 8 women in there last night. I gave them Dr. Angela Poole. She had me to give them my vision for the Sister Girls Network, and they wrote a song from all of the words that I stated.
Wow.
And she's having a conference soon. She's bringing people from Pandora, the Pandora music. She's bringing so many well-known people here to help them pull out what they have in them. When I told you those ladies, I'm so ready for the world to hear this, but they got to go to the studio and make it up and all this kind of stuff. But when I tell you they sat there and the creativity that came because of collaboration, but at that moment, everybody felt like they could write, even me. Felt like I could write a song. And so one of the ladies, she had them to tell what they got out of it. She said, I'm ready to sing again. I'm ready to sing again. I'm ready to sing
Beautiful.
again.
That's
So
beautiful.
when this show is over, my desire is that you're ready to grow again. You're ready to take that situation and no matter what place you're in and make it happen for you. Cindy, give me what time is it? Give me 1 minute of talk to the audience. 2 minutes of talk to the audience.
Leadership, I think, is it's not something that is innate to everyone. Everybody is not naturally a leader, but it's something that everybody can grow into. But you
Yeah,
don't have to be productive. You don't
yeah.
have to be productive in this world. And I think that if you want to be, you will be. It's as simple as that. If you want to be, you will exhibit the strengths you need to be a leader. But know yourself, trust yourself, know what you will do, know what you won't do. When you truly know yourself, no one can make you feel anything. No
Wow.
one can make you feel anything.
Wow. Yo, this has been a good show. That is my blood sister. That is my sister who I'm well proud of and pleased with. That's Cynthia Holden, the Barrington from Edinburgh, Scotland. Edinburgh, and y'all, she
Close,
put
close
on,
enough.
thank you. I was trying. She put on one of the most royal Bridgerton show. I mean, ever. Over 300 people there. I mean, it was rich. It was royal. So many people ready to go back this year. And Cindy, I wanted to say thank you for believing in yourself, because you helped me believe in myself even more. And thank you for being on my show. And God bless you. Y'all, that's my sister.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you.
And y'all can go on her page and y'all can hear all this knowledge all the time. She just drops it. She drops it. And Cindy, I thank you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. And if you haven't shared, go ahead and share this broadcast for today. I promise you, everything I bring to you will help you be better. The person that I bring will help you be better. So I'm taking you and giving you, my sister, my own. Thank you, Danette. Awesome shows, so many PowerPoint. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you all for tuning in. Y'all share. Tonight, join me at Life Changers. We have Pastor Greg James, Overseer Greg James, and the Life International, Life Church International Center will be with us. Pastor James has been supporting us. We've been here almost 30 years, and he's one of the pastors that always support us. I don't care what we're doing, banquet, kickball. He's always supported us, words of wisdom and advice. And tonight, he and Life Church is coming to Life Changers, and we are excited about that. Join us Easter Sunday. I know everybody getting their gear together, getting ready for Easter, new clothes and all of that. And you're looking for a church. And we want to say, we invite you to Life Changers Sunday morning at 11 a.m. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And so as we leave this place, I say to you, know who you are. Don't compromise yourself for anybody, because you deserve to be you, and they deserve to get what you have to offer. That's real talk.
Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy.